Imagine being 17 years old, dropping out of high school because your family can't afford to keep you there. Imagine working at McDonald's for $8 an hour, sleeping on your friend's couch. Now imagine that just 12 years later, that same high school dropout owns a business generating over $2 million annually with a net worth exceeding $1.3 million. Impossible. Everyone told Jake Morrison it was, but he proved them wrong. And today, you're going to discover the exact strategy he used. Stay until the end because Jake's approach was brilliantly simple. Jake Morrison grew up in rural Ohio with a single mom who worked 2 jobs. At 15, Jake started working at McDonald's to help with bills. At 17, his mom got sick and couldn't work. Jake had to choose, stay in school or work full-time to pay rent and buy food. He dropped out. Jake worked 40 hours weekly at McDonald's, making $8 hourly, about $1,100 monthly after taxes. Rent was $400. That left $700 for food, transportation, and helping his mom with medical bills. Jake was surviving, not living. Jake asked the manager how much the owner made. The manager laughed and said, "Way more than us. He owns 5 McDonald's franchises." That planted a seed. Jake realized people making real money weren't working by the hour. They owned systems that made money while they slept. But Jake had no money, no education, no connections. How could he ever own a business? At 19, a coworker asked Jake to help move furniture for $50. It was heavy work, but Jake was strong. He made in 3 hours what took a full day at McDonald's. Jake asked, "Who else needs help moving?" His coworker said, "Everyone. People always need help moving, cleaning garages, hauling junk, but they don't want expensive movers." Jake had an idea. What if he offered affordable moving and hauling, using his friend's pickup truck? He didn't need a degree, just a truck, muscle, and hustle. Jake created flyers on his phone. Need to move something? $50 hour. Call Jake. He printed them at the library for $5 and posted them everywhere. Within a week, his first call, an elderly woman needed her garage cleaned. Jake spent 4 hours hauling junk. She paid him $200 cash. He made in 4 hours what took 3 days at McDonald's. Jake kept his McDonald's job but did gigs on weekends. Within 2 months, an extra $800 monthly. He bought a used pickup for $3,000 with a small loan. Now he had his own truck. But here's Jake's brilliant observation. While hauling junk, he noticed people threw away valuable stuff. Furniture that needed cleaning, working electronics, tools, bikes, appliances. Jake asked customers, "Can I have this instead of throwing it away?" Most said yes. Jake started cleaning items up and selling them on Craigslist and Facebook. A couch someone discarded. He cleaned it and sold it for $150. An old lawnmower, sold for $80. Jake made money twice, getting paid to haul, then selling what people threw away. At 21, Jake was making $2,500 monthly from his side hustle. He quit McDonald's and went full-time with his moving and resale business. But Jake was limited by time. To scale, he needed help. He hired 2 friends at $15 hourly and charged customers $60 hourly per person. Jake made $30 hourly per helper without doing physical work. Are you seeing how systems create wealth? Hit that like button and subscribe to Fortune Pathways for weekly stories of people who built fortunes without degrees. Jake's story reaches another level. At 23, Jake had 4 employees doing 10 to 15 moves weekly. But customers kept asking, "Do you also do cleanouts and cleaning?" Jake didn't, but realized he should. He hired 2 people for cleaning services. He offered package deals, moving, hauling, and cleaning, all in one. Revenue jumped from $8,000 to $15,000 monthly. Then Jake had his breakthrough. While doing estate cleanouts for families whose relatives passed away, he noticed valuable items, antiques, collectibles, vintage furniture. Families just wanted everything gone and had no idea what things were worth. Jake researched antiques and vintage items. He'd offer families a deal. "I'll clean out the estate for free if I can keep items to resell." Families were thrilled. Free cleanout service. Jake got valuable items. He sold these on eBay and 2 antique dealers. A vintage radio, worth $300. Old military uniform, $150. Vintage tools, $400. Some months, Jake made $5,000 just from reselling. At 25, Jake's business did $25,000 monthly, but he worked 70-hour weeks. Jake hired a manager for scheduling and customer service. He hired a specialist for resale. Jake focused on growth strategy. Jake also started targeting commercial clients, offices, warehouses, stores. Commercial jobs paid more. One office cleanout paid $3,000 versus $300 for residential. At 27, Jake's company did $80,000 monthly across 3 services: residential moving, estate cleanouts, and commercial cleanouts. 15 employees, but Jake made another smart move. He bought rental properties. Jake used profits to buy small foreclosed houses at auction. His team cleaned them out and did basic repairs. Then he rented them. Within 2 years, 5 rental properties generating $4,000 monthly passive income. At 29, 12 years after dropping out, Jake's business generated over $2 million annually. His rental properties were worth $600,000 with $300,000 equity. Jake employs 20 people, many who struggled like him. He pays well, offers bonuses, teaches them about business and investing. Proof you don't need a diploma to build wealth. Jake's lessons are powerful. 1. Formal education isn't the only path. Jake never finished high school but built millions through observation and strategy. 2. Start with what people need now. Jake identified a simple need: help moving and hauling stuff. No complex plan required. 3. Get paid twice for the same work. Jake got paid to haul junk, then sold valuable items. Look for multiple revenue streams. 4. Scale by hiring people. Jake was limited until he hired helpers. Systems and people create scalable wealth. 5. Add complementary services. Jake added resale, cleaning, then commercial services. Each multiplied revenue. 6. Reinvest profits into assets. Jake bought rental properties that generated passive income and appreciated. Jake's strategy: identify a need, offer a solution, get paid multiple ways, hire to scale, reinvest in assets. No degree required. Just awareness, hustle, and smart decisions. If this inspired you, do 3 things. First, smash that like button. Second, subscribe to Fortune Pathways and turn on notifications. Third, share this with someone who thinks they need a degree to succeed. Comment: what simple service could you offer right now? I read every comment. Jake dropped out at 17 with nothing. At 29, millionaire business owner. Your past doesn't determine your future. Your actions do. See you in the next video. Your fortune is waiting. You just need to start walking.